The game is called Unity Invaders, and I have to apologize because it's not at the stage we would like it to be. But we can show you the gameplay and the menu. And yeah, it's and the game works. You can start the game and it's endable. You can restart it again. So it's like the gameplay is pretty much like finished, like the basic gameplay. We would of course like to add some more opponents. And the game itself is it's Space Invaders kind of a Space Invaders survival style game. When we finish it, we would like it to be Space Invaders survival horror. Survival type of game that has an aspect of horror in it. As far as story goes, story is pretty simple. The player leads a colony ship that has people in it, which is taken into prison by aliens. It was a regular transport ship. However, the aliens did a mistake, and they didn't know that on the ship there was a man, also the main protagonist of the game, called McVader. McVader is someone who is like really experienced in the field of science and technology, so he was able to build weapons for the ship that the player can control. And now the player tries to escape the prison. However, since the game is not complete yet, there is no way out actually. So the player just has to survive. But right now, Melik will talk about the menu, show you the tutorial.
There's nothing much to talk about. I'll just show the introduction we recently added, which should it's very simple. It shows how do I say it?
It's pretty much a tutorial.
The game very simply.
Yeah, it introduces the game, tells you what to do, how to play, what to keep eye on. For example, your health, ammunition. Can you please put off the lights, or can someone put off the lights, please? Okay, thank you. So yeah, because of time limits, we weren't able to make a tutorial level for the game. So instead, here's the Melik made a slideshow to introduce the game. Now he will show you the gameplay. The gameplay is simple. You control a ship, which you can fly around with the keys WSAD. You look around with your mouth, and you can fire with mouse button 1. At the bottom of the screen, there are your weapons: laser, rockets, mines, and G-gun is gravity gun, so you can set down a gravity field. You can change weapons with the number keys 1, 2, 3, 4, and the opponents come from tunnels like these from north, south, west, and east. Your HP is displayed above your spaceship, and right now there's at every 20 seconds 2 power-ups spawn, and power-ups are either ammunition for your weapons, and now he died. Power-ups, so you can restart, and the score is in the middle. You can see there's a green score number. Anyways, the power-ups, they're either used for getting ammunition, upgrading your weapons. Right now there's only one upgrade, which upgrades the laser weapon. It just doubles the damage, and that's another laser beam. But we plan to add upgrade for rockets, which make it a smart rocket. So you shoot it out, and when it gets close enough to an opponent, it locks on it, so you have a better chance at hitting the fast-moving enemies. You can also use mines, which is number 3. They're kind of hard to see. They're very small. They're actually he's going to die right now. Told you. Inspiration for the mines came from a game, if anyone knows, Liero, where you had like a weapon called spike balls, and you could just lay them down, a lot of them. And when you lay them down, you can actually use your gravity field to push them around and let them push them in the face of your opponents. Rockets have AoE. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have sound effects, which we will also add. And yeah, that's pretty much the gameplay. Now, the future plans are to make it multiplayer. Actually, the multiplayer is pretty much finished. There's just one script that needs to be written, so you can play with other players. And then we would like to host the game on the internet through Photon Cloud, so people can play it either in a single player mode on the internet or multiplayer mode, where it's pretty much just cooperative. And before I said I would like to add the horror aspect to the game. This pretty much means that the arena is going to be much darker. There will be like some small lights on the walls or something. But the main idea is that your spaceship will have like, I don't know, 2 or 1 spotlights in front of it, and you can pretty much see only where you look. Like you can't see around. It's dark. And how to make it even more interesting is that right now you can't see, but the enemies who try fast, the ones who shoot, actually you can't see right now, but when they come closer, they have an explosive barrel in front of them, and the closer they get, the more light it emits. Now the other opponents who whirl around, the closer they get, the faster the blades spin. Maybe it's these ones. And so what we're trying to do is, when it's dark, you can only see where you look at the enemy. To add more interest, the enemy who shoots and who is visible, the more closer he is to you. He can't be heard, but he can be seen. The closer he gets, and the one who spins, he can't be seen, but unless you put a spotlight at him, he can't be seen, but he can be heard. So the closer he comes, the louder the sound goes. And at first we had planned like to do some kind of a simple campaign to add a boss to it, but we're not sure if we're gonna do that, because first we're trying to get the survival level complete, and then maybe give the colony ship and McVader a chance to escape. We'll think about that. So yeah, first we'll get the gameplay done, improve the GUI, add sounds, add multiplayer, and then maybe we'll add some sort of a campaign. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions? Can you please put the lights on? Thank you. Yeah.
So, how fast are the opponents generated, and are they generated on random, or is
No,
there
they're
some algorithm?
right now they should be generated like from every direction after every 5 seconds, 2 opponents from every tunnel will come, and it's really easy to change. And yeah, what I forgot to mention was that we're also going to add a difficulty level, which then controls how fast they're going to spawn, how many of them there are going to be. there was a question.
Yeah, about multiplayer, you said
Yeah.
you have plans for co-op
Yeah.
mode, but have you considered any competitive multiplayer, like player versus player type stuff,
You mean like 1v1 arena?
or multiplayer?
That's a good idea. We didn't think about it. Yeah, maybe. It would be cool, yeah.
When you are in a co-op, is the
Huh?
friendly fire on or off? Like, can I
It's
shoot
probably going to be off.
But why?
That's a good question. And now then, if I think of it, then why not add an option to put it either on or off when you make the game? Yeah, that's a good thing.
So how many different weapons are you going to have?
Actually, when I did the plan, like I made the plan like alpha and beta, and this game is in middle beta right now. I also added the weapons that needed to be made, and the first weapon was already made in alpha, which is lasers. In beta, I wanted to add rockets and flamethrower. I added rockets, but instead of flamethrower, there are mines and gravity guns. So flamethrower is going to be one weapon. Then another weapon I would like to add is like it's a super strong laser that like you can whirl around. It will destroy everything, but it will run out very quickly. That's another one of weapon I would like to use. And what also would be cool would be like when you see in kind of Space Invaders game, you have like 3, I don't know, super weapons where you just, I don't know, press space and then things fly around you, and maybe make these kind of things too. But it's pretty hard to make like really different weapons. I know. I mean, it's not a good idea to make like one laser look blue and shoot out like, I don't know, 2 beams. Another laser look red and shoot out like, I don't know, 5 beams.
Yes. So
I mean, the idea would remain the same. It's still the red laser. I mean, it's difficult to make like weapons that are really different from each other and make them a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you want to keep the game in 2D, or do you want to also sometime think about going into 3D mode, like fully?
Actually,
3D?
we've cancelled 2 projects. This is the 3rd one. First one was 2D, which was supposed to be this. Then I was very eager to make a 3D version, which I did. And when the last presentation was in December, then I presented the 3D game. It's actually, I think it's in there. Maybe he can show you, but I'm not sure. Anyways, it takes a lot more time and effort to create this kind of 3D game that actually looks good and feels good. So I think,
control feeling is the hardest probably.
and I think that why also we would like to keep the 2D element is because of the gameplay speed. Like when I did the 3D version, when I compare 3D version of this game and 2D version, the 2D version is much faster, and I like it. I like it more.
The darkness thing would make 3D even more confusing and difficult.
Yeah, it make it confusing. True.
So if your ambition is to have a sort of an element of horror in there, do you feel the having humorous Star Wars references in the game as it is right now will really, it will probably weaken the horror effect? How do you feel about that?
What do you mean, like add some kind of Star Wars effect or what?
Well, there are currently, you mentioned that the character's name is McVader.
Yes.
Maybe you're too young, but for most of
I
us,
know.
it is a Star Wars reference.
It's also supposed to be a MacGyver reference.
Yeah.
It's like
Actually, the main ship looks a lot like R2-D2 from.
to be honest, this
Flying Arctic.
ship, I quickly needed a ship that I would like.
And the notion of having the population of a planet on a ship sounds like a lot like Battlestar Galactica. So,
Yeah.
so which way are you really going? Is it going to be Aliens or Star Wars or Battlestar Galactica?
We haven't thought much about the story. And I can't really promise anything right now. So if there are already so many references that people can find that even I couldn't find, then why not make it go in every direction?
Yeah, but that will it's kind of having a lot of reference points, or if you understand the game really well, it's not going to be very scary.
Well,
what I would like to say is maybe I put it wrong. I would not like to make it like a horror game that scares you. What I meant was like an aspect of an horror game, which means like being in darkness. And by horror I didn't mean scaring like players. What I meant was like just give this kind of an eerie feeling, like something's gonna happen, and this can be this feeling can be given to the player. Exactly what I thought about the computer, like the AI. Like you're in total darkness, and then you hear that there's you know what's coming. You hear the spinning coming towards, and it's going to be louder, and you're gonna like desperately look around. Especially if you like hear a lot of them coming. I would like to kind of.
So
I don't
the
want
gameplay itself would be kind of disturbing.
It's supposed to give you adrenaline. That's what I want to do. Like not scare players. Like boo, like not any scare.
More of a rush of survival adrenaline kind of thing.
Yeah, like really, you really have to focus, and yeah.
When you are making the game like dark, do they still fire you? The enemies, or they just right ram you?
They will fire you.
Basically, how do I avoid the fire?
You can see the laser beams.
So
I will make it so that you can see them.
I can see the laser beams and I can see the bigger enemies, but I can hear the spinning one. So basically, if I want to avoid them, I just have to go just the direction I can see. So basically, it's not that scary. If I hear them, I just go away.
Yeah, but if you hear them from multiple directions,
but since I see only one, I go this way every time because they are not there. So I am faster than them. So
no, but they're coming from every direction. They're spawning all the time, so you can't really just. And it's still a box. You can't like just go miles in one direction, knowing that the enemies are only coming from that direction. No one's coming from there. Like
this concept will work. It worked in Geometry Wars, so it will work here as well.
Okay, is that a game?
Yeah.
If you have